Have you ever noticed how some people control their environment without saying a word? They don't shout or beg, they simply withdraw, and everything shifts. When you become unavailable, who gets desperate? Who tries to provoke you? This reveals more about them than you. You're being manipulated without realizing it, giving yourself away to please, to keep peace, to hold on to people who were never truly with you. Every forced yes, every immediate response, every emotional reaction drains your energy. The price, your peace and vital energy, which is limited. People don't want you, they want what you provide. Validation, distraction, comfort. When you set boundaries or refuse to react, they get irritated because you stop being functional. The cruel truth, the more available you are, the less valued you become. No one respects what they don't earn. Saying no, responding with silence, or withdrawing shatters their control. Your unavailability forces them to face their emptiness, revealing their internal noise. True silence is mastery over energy, refusing to be dragged into others' emotions. Each sentence is an energy investment. Not everyone deserves your truth. Silence isn't retreat, it's sovereignty. It forces others to face their thoughts, revealing their dependence on your imbalance. Observe who distances when you become reserved or provokes when you stop reacting. Saying no to the world is saying yes to yourself. Withdrawing from toxicity affirms your peace's value. Stopping explanations earns respect. Your absence exposes others' wounds, revealing their dependence on your chaos. Rupture brings pain, loneliness, but it's freedom. They're not signs you're wrong, they're proof you're freeing yourself. Initially, you'll feel guilty or selfish, but that's deconditioning. You've been taught to prioritize others. Change discomforts everyone who benefited from your old self. The most powerful silence rebuilds you from within, reconnecting you to your essence. It's choosing not to engage in unworthy battles. Jung's individuation requires distancing. Only in silence can you hear yourself. Silence first screams inside, making you question if you're too harsh. But it transforms, cleansing, calming, healing. Then comes solitude. Not of absence, but total presence. In that space, clarity replaces confusion, peace replaces anxiety, strength replaces neediness. Jung's individuation requires distancing from the collective, walking alone. You're not fleeing, you're returning to yourself. But silence has a price. You'll distance from those who valued your role, not you. People uncomfortable with your absence never wanted you, they wanted your role. Losing them is liberating. You'll be misunderstood but respected. When you're no longer available for crumbs, you become valuable, rare, unforgettable. This is rebirth, accepting only what resonates with your peace and wholeness. You'll seem cold or arrogant, but that's their reaction to losing control. True self-love begins when you choose yourself, even if it means being alone. Now, ask yourself, are you ready to stop being available and start being free? They attack or criticize not because you're wrong, but because you've stopped being their mirror. Jung said enlightenment comes from making the darkness conscious. Your withdrawal exposes their shadows, which is unbearable for them. So, who truly deserves your time, attention, or absence? In a noisy world, silence is power. It's not passivity, but conscious, strategic presence. Jung saw silence as fertile ground for transformation. By not reacting, you observe patterns, emotional repetitions, manipulation, self-sabotage. Silence breeds lucidity, dangerous to those who control you. At the end of the day, you're left tired, frustrated, and empty. Our mind is an energy system, and every thought, emotion, and action consumes energy. This means saying no without guilt, staying silent without feeling cowardly, and observing before acting. True transformation requires action. Stop saying yes when you mean no. Delay responses. Set boundaries. Conscious unavailability isn't coldness, it's control over your energy. Start small. Don't respond immediately. Breathe before reacting. Leave chaotic discussions. Say not today. You don't need to justify absence or silence. You owe nothing but to yourself. True power isn't in reacting, it's in choosing when to act. How many times have you lost sleep over unresolved conversations or ruminated on past interactions? That's energy drained without return. Psychic energy, when guarded, creates presence. When mismanaged, you become reactive and fragile. Reacting impulsively wastes it. Defending against trivial criticism, engaging in useless debates, or pleasing those who don't value you drains your strength. Jung said, that which you resist persists. The more you react, the more you bind yourself. Emotionally drained people aren't weak, they're misdirected. Exhaustion makes you vulnerable, easy prey for manipulated people who sense your unguarded energy. Why? Because you're too available to those who don't deserve your silence. People start questioning, chasing, feeling. Now, imagine if you did the same. Opportunistic people don't need to shout, they trigger your exposed buttons, and you react predictably. Jung's projection explains how people project their unseen flaws onto you. The more available you are, the more you become a canvas for their projections. They relate to the idea of you, not the real you, because you fear disappointing or being abandoned. What if you stopped reacting to everything, chose silence over automatic responses, and retreated instead of exploding? The world around you would go into crisis because people are used to controlling you through your reactions and predictability. But when you withdraw, the game changes. Those who thought they knew you realize they know nothing. Carl Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves. This isn't about turning your back on the world, it's about choosing yourself. It's about Jung's concept of individuation, becoming whole, authentic, and complete. Silence can be stronger than arguments. Withdrawal, when conscious, is an act of power. How long will you let others' emotions control you? How long will you react like a puppet? It's time to cut those strings and become a mystery. When you stop being available, everything changes. You've been taught to always be present, to respond quickly, to say yes even when you mean no. Since childhood, you've been conditioned to believe your worth lies in availability. But excessive availability isn't a virtue, it's a prison. It makes you predictable, a tool for others to use. They press your emotional buttons for attention, validation, then shelve you. You think being present for everyone will make them present for you, but it doesn't. Jung's concept of the persona, the mask we wear for acceptance, keeps you overly available. You say it's okay when you're suffocating, respond immediately when exhausted, and justify yourself as if you owe the world. But the more you center others, the more you disappear. Being always available is self-abandonment, a way to seek approval and avoid rejection. Why do we react so much? Why do we give in easily? Jung's concept of psychic energy explains it. A healthy psyche, per Jung, keeps energy within. Start observing your triggers. What makes you react automatically? That's where your energy leaks. Conserving energy breaks others' projections on you. Manipulation thrives in the silence of guilt. To feel you owe availability, even when it destroys you. But when you stop reacting, the game breaks. Are you ready to be misunderstood, rejected, or attacked for protecting yourself? Silence can be a devastating weapon. It changes dynamics. People panic when you don't respond because your silence strips their narrative control. The more you mature, the more selective you are with words. But it's not enough to cut external noise. You must relearn to use energy consciously. Jung knew individuation involves sacred isolation, rebuilding identity from within. Conscious unavailability is self-determination. After distancing comes rebirth. You stop reacting and start creating, shaping reality from within. If you've made it this far, you're ready.